As we approach the midway point of patch 11.9, our team at SkillCapped is set to bring you guys the fully updated tier list. Through the analysis of the most recent data and conversing with our challenger players, we've pieced together the most accurate tier list possible. Now that Hecarim has finally been gutted, what champion do you guys think is the most broken for this patch? My pick would have to be Lulu, and not just because I despise playing against her, but the fact she was already in a strong state and received 2 buffs. Like, come on man, something has to be going on over there at the Riot balance table. Before I rant anymore, we'll leave it at that, so be sure to drop a comment down below with your most broken pick for 11.9. For all your educational league content, you've come to the right place, so don't forget to drop a sub if you haven't already, so you can take your game to the next level. And without any further ado, let's get it. Kicking things off up in the top lane, we have Shen making an extra push up into OP tier. We had originally moved Shen from A into S in our pre-patch tier list, but the ultimate buffs have been treating him extremely well, forcing us to nudge him up. Shen is the perfect top laner for solo queue because he can win lane in lots of his matchups and actually impact the map. Many low elo Shens make the mistake of running teleport with flash for summoners, but if you take flash with ignite, your early kill threat is surprisingly high. Due to the global presence from ultimate, you don't need the teleport like most other top laners do. Win lane, ult down bot, win their lane too, and enjoy the Shen freelo in 11.9. Another small adjustment to the top lane tier list is bumping Set up 1 tier from A into S. The buffs he received have proven to be more impactful than anticipated, and players are jumping all over it as Set now holds the highest play rate for any top laner. Set's all-in power at level 6 is so much better now due to the ultimate buff, and he scales much better too. Set still has quite a few difficult matchups like Gnar, Urgot, and Wukong, which prevents us from bumping him into OP, but nonetheless, Set is now a highly valuable carry option to add to your champ pool. Slowly making our way up the tier list is Gwen, as players are finally figuring out how to play her optimally and seeing much better results. As more players start to abuse the Ignite teleport strategy, we could even see her jump into S tier in the coming patches, but for now, Gwen will be placed in A as a reliable carry pickup. We've just recently uploaded a full game commentary for Gwen featuring our challenger player Hector over on our second channel, so go give it a watch if you're interested in learning Gwen. Taking a quick look at our complete top lane tier list, one other notable movement is Riven down from OP and into S as a result of Shen moving up. Our 4 OP picks include Shen, Wukong, Urgot, and Darius. Jax will be moving into S tier as the Wit's End and Death Stance buffs, combined with the new Phase Rush rune page, is making him much stronger. Zac Top is popping off in 11.9 with a new build that will feature in our OP off-meta champs and builds video, so be on the lookout. Shen will join Garen and Urgot as the best low elo picks of the patch, while Darius, Malphite, and Urgot remain your best bans. And remember, if you want to improve fast and get the rank you've always wanted, then check out our hyper improvement system at SkillCapped.com. We have professional courses by the top players, Smurf commentaries where a challenger player walks you through how to climb out of every rank from Iron to Diamond, and we upload tons of new exclusive guides to our website each week. In fact, we're so confident you'll improve using our system that if you don't climb at least 5 divisions while actively using SkillCapped, you can claim a full refund, so there's no risk. What are you waiting for? Check out SkillCapped.com and get the rank you've always wanted. Link in the description below. Moving on to jungle now, we have a few noteworthy changes unfolding throughout the patch, and the first one is to Diana. Diana ended up nerfed more heavily than expected as the max bonus attack speed from passive was reduced from 60% down to 45%. This change, coupled with the base stat nerfs, have helped tone Diana down to a more balanced level, as we will be dropping her from OP into S. Rumble Jungle has really taken off, especially in the higher elos in 11.9. The nerf to his passive really hasn't negatively affected Rumble Jungle at all, and as more people begin to play him optimally, Rumble continues to rise. A little tip for the new Rumble players out there is to start your W level 1 to charge up your heat, and then overheat to gain the passive attack speed and damage. Many players start Q level 1, but W is the way to go. You still want to max Q first, E second, and W last. The early skirmish is very strong, clear is great, and ganks at level 6 are absolutely insane. If you're tired of playing the same old meta junglers, then hop on the Rumble jungle train for 11.9. Everyone but Hecarim mains have been waiting for this day to come for months now, as he's one of the weakest junglers of the patch and is dumping all the way down to C tier. The changes have seen a catastrophic effect on Hecarim's power, and rightfully so with how mercilessly Riot went in with the nerf bat. Our advice is to stay away from Hecarim if you want to see a victory screen in 11.9. With Hecarim dropping out of OP tier along with Diana, we have moved Xin Zhao up into OP. It was really just a matter of time, as Shin was on the cusp of an OP tier slot in previous patches, and with other junglers nerfed, he has the room to move up. Wits End buffs are really sleeper for Shin this patch, so if you're up against a heavy AP composition, look to pick it up second. Death Dance fits in really well as a third item now too after its buffs against heavy AD comps. If we have a look at the jungle tier list now, we see Xin Zhao joined by Shaco, Elise, and Morgana in the OP tier. Lee Sin is definitely an OP pick for the higher elos at the moment. However, because our tier lists are catered around the majority of the elos, we leave him in S. Low elo Lee Sin is an A tier pick for 11.9, so we take the average between high and low elo to give him a placing on the tier list. Overall though, if you can play a good Lee Sin, there's no better time to play him after the buffs from last patch. Diana, Morgana, and Fiddle are our 3 best low elo recommendations, while Shaco, Morgana, and Diana make up the best bans. Not only has Rumble Jungle been thriving in 11.9, but mid lane Rumble has been on a tear as well. We mentioned in our previous tier list that if things settle out nicely over the next few patches, we could see Rumble moving into OP, and that's exactly the case for 11.9. The nerfs didn't hurt Rumble mid's power in the slightest, so it's given us the confirmation to boost him into OP. If you want actual free elo, then picking Rumble into squishy melee mids like Yone, Katarina, Sylas, and Yasuo will provide you with just that. Especially against those AD melee mids, Rumble has an absolute field day, since the only big nerf he received recently was to his base magic resist. Rumble likely remains a very underrated pick throughout the patch, so don't be the one who sleeps on him. As for the complete mid lane tier list, other than Rumble joining Galio and OP, everything else is very stable. Tryndamere mid is another underrated pick to watch out for in 11.9, and we'll be going more into detail about him in our OP off meta champs video, so be on the lookout for that one. Xerath is fitting in really well as a great A tier pick after his buffs. He's finally back in a playable state, so if you've been on the fence about adding him to your champion pool in previous patches, now would be the best time to do so. Our top 3 low elo picks for mid lane are Diana, Malz, and Annie, whereas the best bans include Vlad, Yone, and Zed. It was another very light patch for ADC, as we only saw one major champion change to Kog'Maw, who we moved into S tier during our pre-patch update. Jinx received a little nerf, but it hasn't hurt her in the slightest, as her win rate has actually shot up in 11.9. That means Jinx will continue to lock down the only OP tier position for ADC. Ashe is arguably the most underrated bot lane carry right now, as the new build of Blade of the Ruined King into Stridebreaker is flying under the radar. The build feels really nice, as you have so much kiting power from the Blade of the Ruined King passive and Stridebreaker active. Combine this with the constant slows from Ashe passive, and it makes her so much more reliable for solo queue. The majority of marksmen are in and around the same power level, as the only ones we would recommend shying away from are Lucian, Xayah, and Aphelios. It's really odd Riot doesn't issue Xayah some sort of buff, as she's been one of the weakest ADCs for solo queue over the past months now. We feel for all the Xayah mains out there, if there even are any left. The Xerath buffs were intended to increase his power in mid without affecting support Xerath. However, that has not been the outcome so far. Support Xerath is performing extremely well in 11.9, so we'll be moving him up from B tier into A. If Riot really wanted to keep support Xerath down, they shouldn't have increased the base damage on W. 20 extra damage at max rank on the easiest spell for Xerath to hit is proving to be very impactful. Xerath still has his troubles into hard engage meta supports like Leona, Blitz, and Thresh, so he's not the greatest blind pick, but can thrive in counterpick scenarios. Lulu is the new picker ban support in 11.9, so whenever she's open this patch, the free wins are aplenty. So many more players have started to catch on to the Shurelya's rush as well, which is great to see. Even after the Moonstone buffs this patch, it's still on the weaker side, so if you haven't made the swap over to Shurelya's yet, don't wait any longer. If you're a Lulu main, were you actually happy about the buffs this patch? Sure, she's a little stronger, but her ban rate has skyrocketed, so she's way less accessible to play. And to round things out, let's have a look at the support tier list. Senna, Leona, Thresh, and Lulu are the most broken champs to abuse this patch. We mentioned the Shurelya's rush on Enchanters last patch, but we want to reiterate it again. Any support with a heal or shield is super busted with Shurelya's, as the move speed from passive and active is so insane for solo queue. The main weakness of a lot of these enchanters is that they are squishy and immobile, so Shurelya's really helps to shore up that weakness. You'll be so much safer in fights from dive champions and can actually kite things out without being blown up right away. Our 3 low elo recommendations for support are Brand, Leona, and Senna, and we've got Leona, Thresh, and Lulu as the must-ban supports of the patch. And remember, if you want to improve fast and get the rank you've always wanted, then check out SkillCapped.com, link in the description below. So that's going to wrap everything up for this one, guys. That is how the meta will be looking like for every single role in 11.9. So you don't miss out on any of our future tier lists, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. As always, thanks so much for watching, good luck on the Rift, and we will catch you next time.